Hello, YouTube. What's up? It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to another horrifying movie month. Yeah, we're back on that train now because it's been a couple of days. I did two videos, but one was a video on the Joker, and the other was a Comic Con Hall DVD update, so Blu-ray update. So now we're getting back to business. This is a 2015 comedy slasher film, basically a nice nod to the 80s, and it's the movie the Final Girls. Yeah, this is a rental copy because I don't own the movie, but this was a lot of fun, I must say. There is a couple of things that bother me, but I'll get to that. Now, I saw this movie last year. I rented it at the library, and I was like, I didn't know what to expect, but yes, it is a PG-13 film, but they get away with a lot of stuff for it being PG-13. And it's directed by Todd Strauss Schulman, and written by M.A. Fortin and Joshua John Miller. These people did their homework on how to do a slasher movie right without remaking it and being more meta. It's basically, yeah, this is the guy that did, he did a Very Harold and Kumar Christmas, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was going to be shit. And he also did his Intro Romantic, which I didn't see this year. And what else has he done? He's also done some short films. He's done, yeah, and validation. Yeah, he's done mostly short films and a couple of comedies. So, but he's got a better hit record than freaking other people that have done comedies. He's also done some television shows too. But yeah, he does a good job. I mean, he directs a cast. This is a massive cast, mostly women, because it says the final girls. And yeah, the lead actress is I'm going to say this name wrong. Thaisa or Taisa Farmiga. That's Vera Farmiga's sister, and she looks just like her, just much younger and close to my age, and she's really good. She was also in The Nun, but trust me, this is much better than The Nun. It's a PG-13, doesn't have stupid jump scares like that, and it's really funny. I like the sense of humor it has. Is meta. Let me read the synopsis. When Max, that's Thaisa Farmiga, and her friends reluctantly attend an anniversary screening of Camp Bloodbath. That's basically in the beginning of the movie, a spoiler. Her and her mother on the road, and they get in an accident, and her mom dies. But then there's a way for her to see her mother again, and I'll get to that. The infamous 80s horror film that starred Max's late mother, Malin Ankerman, the most gorgeous woman in the movie Watchmen. Well, her and Carla Gugino in the flashback. I've always liked her. I know a lot of people have a problem with her. I don't. She's a foreign chick that's sexy, and she's a decent actress. She's not as bad as some people say. She's a lot better than freaking Kristen Stewart, I'll tell you that much. They are mysteriously sucked into the silver screen. It's very meta. It's like if Scream took place inside of a movie within a movie, in a way. And it does it more meta than Scream. It's just not as violent. They are mysteriously sucked into the silver screen. They soon realize they are trapped inside the cult classic movie and must team up with the fictional and ill-fated camp counselors. Basically, a nod to the original Friday the 13th. Also, including Max's mom as the Scream Queen. Yeah, she's really good as the Scream Queen. To battle the film's machete-wielding killer, with the body count rising in scene after iconic scene, who will be the final girls left standing and live to escape this film? The Final Girls is a genre-blending horror comedy about also starring Adam Devine. He's good in the film. He's basically the horny douchebag. Thomas Middleditch, if you've seen Godzilla King of the Monsters, he was the comic relief in that. I do like him as an actor. He's basically like Tom Green, but not as outrageous. You have Elias Shawkat. She's the girl with the freckles. And then you have Alexander Ludwig. You know him from The Hunger Games and the Seeker. And you have Nina Dobrev. Yeah, this is one of the better things she did. I never watched Vampire Diaries. I didn't care because it's not for me. I'm a man and straight, and I don't watch Twilight knockoffs. And also, I liked her in Let's Be Cops, where she was, the love interest of one of the guys. And yeah, she's really good. And the girls have great chemistry together. And look, it's a movie starring women that doesn't pander because it also has guys in it, basically as a comic relief, but they work. And there's no black stereotypes or anything here, which is nice to see. And the killer has a mask. It's a face mask that's reminded of Jason, but It's not a hockey mask. It's a different kind of a mask. I don't know what kind of mask it is. But yeah, the film has a really good budget. Like it doesn't have a lot of CGI, which is nice. It has a nice feel to it. I like the fact that the movie has plenty of laughs in it. It's meta humor like Deadpool. This came out before Deadpool, a year before, and it has a lot of charm. And the film didn't. It's not too long. It's only about 90 minutes, 91 minutes. So it goes by real quick. So you're not going to sitting there for 2 hours waiting for something to happen. This movie's budget was 4.5 million, and it looks great. It doesn't look like a direct-to-video schlock like other slashers I've seen. And it had a limited release in the U.S. in October of 2015 at the Toronto Film Festival because that's some of the actors are Canadian, so that makes sense. And yeah, the plot is just really simple, and it's a 1986 film, so I was a baby when it came out. And the film, that's where it takes place in. There's a possible sequel, but it says the 2015 Toronto International Film Festival. Strauss Schultzman said that the fans seeing the film in theaters and spreading the word will help convince Sony. Yeah, Sony, if you do a sequel to this, do not fuck it up. You've done enough of that damage in this decade with Venom and all the other franchises you've butchered. He later stated that the making of a sequel also depends on the box office and its profitability to the studio. I think this movie did well rental wise, and I think people buy this DVD if you've seen this really cheap. I do recommend this movie. It's really really fun. It's not too bloody. There is violence in it, but the kills are tame compared to like a movie like Friday the 13th, or Freddy versus Jason, or A Nightmare on Elm Street, or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, or any of those. But these people are likable mostly. They're not just disposable characters that you've seen in every other slasher film in this decade. And I will take this over any of the remakes that came out in this decade, slasher film or otherwise. I'd rather watch this in Nightmare on Elm Street remake, or freaking Poltergeist, or Let Me In, or what was the other one? There was a lot of them. You had freaking what was another one? I said Poltergeist already. Child's Play. Yeah, I'd rather watch this in Child's Play because even though that's R, I'd rather watch a movie that's an original slasher film that it takes homage. It doesn't rip off, and it does it with a PG-13 rating. Yet it still gets away with a lot. They do curse in it, so I wouldn't recommend to show this to young children. It could scare them. And there's some special features here I need to see. And the film looks great. Like it's definitely a movie that looks like a recent film instead of an '80s film. But I like the way they use. They have the homages to Friday the 13th. They have like yellow T-shirts and the shorts and everything. It's really cool. But the killer doesn't go. Yeah, it doesn't do that because it would be a ripoff. But I do like it's a love letter to people that liked slasher films in the '80s. I didn't watch them until the 2010s, but I do like slasher films, and I'm sane. I'm not crazy. Never killed anybody in my life, so that's good. And the film, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of familiar faces here. Very likable young actors. That some of them are playing teens, but obviously Malin Ankerman's like what in her 40s now. So yeah, when she did this, she was like late 30s, I think. But yeah, these are really talented actors. I do like them. I think with an R rating, I think it would have had more appeal in the box office, and if it would have had a nationwide release, I think it would have done gangbusters. Because, like I said, how is it shitty remakes are making a ton of money, and yet these movies are getting like direct to video or on VOD or on Netflix? Stranger Things doesn't have interesting characters like this. It has a bunch of children. Again, I've seen that, guys. The Goonies. It did it better than any episode of Stranger Things. And it has a freaking Brit chick with a shaved head like this, doing this. Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown, you can't act. These women can act. These are women, not children. There's a big difference. You're a 15-year-old girl. You're a child. These are real women with boobies. No, they don't show them, but because it's not gonna, they can't show boobies in a PG-13. Not many anyway. They only can show a side boob, not a full frontal. But yeah, these are called women, adults, not children. The last time Nina Dobrev was a child was like what in the '90s when you weren't even born yet. Yeah, that's sad. When nowadays people that are little kids are getting praised, like the kids in it in the It remake. They said they did well, but some of them are from Stranger Things. Yeah, these are not people from Stranger Things. and they can act. I mean, David Harbour did a movie this year, and he's from Stranger Things, and it was shit. It was called Hellboy. This is better. This doesn't have an F bomb every other sentence. It has good, likable characters. It doesn't have horrible effects. It's got a really fast pace. Like, as soon as they go in the theater and the movie starts, that's when the movie really starts, after the car accident. And it's really intriguing. Like, I was surprised how good this movie was. I was like, a 2015 movie that's not a horror remake and doesn't have shitty CGI and is short. It's not 2.5 hours like it. And it's better than I thought, and it surprised me. I got a good reception on Rotten Tomatoes. It didn't get a 90%, but it's a nice love letter. That's why it did as well as it did. You know, it has a cult following. I hope it does get a sequel because there's a sequel bait ending at the end. Yeah, that's one problem I have because the sequel bait ending, if it never comes to fruition, then yeah, that would suck. But it got a 72%, basically like Joker. Let's read this. It says, the final girls offers an affectionate nod to the slasher tropes while adding a surprising layer of genuine emotion. Yeah, when Max, the lead girl, Fer Farmiga's sister, goes through her ordeal, it's not. She doesn't dwell on it. She's sad that her mother died, but then when she sees her on screen again, it's like, oh my God, mom, it's me. But they have that connection, and you feel that throughout the film. And if you don't, well, I don't know what to tell you, but I do like this film. And yeah, it's an emotion to get with the meta amusement. Yeah, I think it's better than half of the Scream sequels because those had its moments, but they just killed characters off that we liked. And the third one, I thought they wasted the lead girl. But anyway, yeah, this has a fun cast. They're young, but they're not little kids. They're adults because the adults are talking here, not kids. And yeah, and it's a really fun movie. If you've never seen it, I recommend this for Halloween. This is a perfect movie to watch on Halloween night with your friends. You'll have a ball, have a couple of sodas, snacks. You're laughing at the screen. It's a fun romp. And the fact that it's PG-13, this should have been horrible. This should have been sanitized, and the killer doesn't have a machete or nothing. No, he has a machete. Look at that thing. If it was R, I think it would have gotten more attention. But I think it's really well done. And I would recommend it to anybody that's into horror films, slasher films, films with young people that are not kids doing their thing. Very talented cast. I would say it. A mix of American and Canadian actors. See, you don't have to put a Brit in everything to be interesting, Hollywood. Yeah, there, I say that to you because you and your freaking obsessions with those people. But anyway, this movie's awesome. I'm gonna buy it one day on Blu-ray or DVD and have it digitally because it's worth my time. It didn't waste my time like other films did this year. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. I would recommend it. Like I said, the problems, the sequel bait ending, if it doesn't come to fruition, is kind of weak because it's basically like every other slasher film that did a sequel bait ending, like Halloween and the Friday the 13th movies and Nightmare on Elm Street, etc. It doesn't have a stupid ending like where Freddy pulls the mom through the door. No, it doesn't have any cartoonish bullshit like that. But it does have some problems, like I said, and also because it's PG-13, you're not going to see any boobs and you're not going to see too much gore. There's blood, but it's not too much of it. You're not going to see it splatter all over the wall like in Joker. But here, it does what it does well, and when it does it well, it's worth watching. It's worth your time. Likable characters and a fun premise is good enough for me, and decent writing, not an F bomb every single sentence. But anyway, it's good, and I would recommend it for if you have a lot of friends, watch this with your friends or watch it by yourself. It's not scary, but it's fun to watch, and it's not a disappointment. I'd rather watch this than Cabin in the Woods because that movie kills everybody off. And why? Because they're dumb. That's why. And yeah, there is some humor here that doesn't work, but when it's funny, it's fun to watch. And I think this is like the unofficial Scream 5, if you will, because they had like a TV show and then it was over. But I would recommend this. It's a high recommendation for me. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. So watch it like I did. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next horrifying movie review. Later.